Hi, and welcome to Kimberly's Mindstorm. I am Kimberly. Today I'm going to do the Try a Chapter tag. Now this tag was created by MacLeod at Book Paradise, and I was tagged by the BookTube couple and Brendan Fraser. So go ahead and check out their tags. I'll have that below so you can go see what they did. So in this Try a Chapter tag, what you do is you pick out 5 different books. And you have to read just the first chapter of those books to see if they're any good to you. If the first chapter really sparks your interest and you want to read more. And so you can read these online, and that's something that is a lot cheaper than buying the book beforehand. Or of course you can go to the library and just read the first chapter of a few books to see if they spark anything in you and you want to read more. And that's a great way to kind of check out books before you buy them, because we all know that can get very expensive. So I have a few, and I'm going to share them with you today. Okay, the very first one that I'm going to give you as my Try a Chapter tag book is Red Rising. Now this book I've seen portrayed on BookTube a lot. People seem to like it, and I always had to dodge videos where they explained more about it or had spoilers in there. I know Why Mermaids, Rebecca, she was talking very highly of this book, and I watch her videos, so I was like, oh, I need to look at this book and see if it's any good. But I had to dodge like all the videos she did because they had something with Red Rising in them. So I went ahead and I read a chapter online, and I was very intrigued. It sounds really interesting. The main character lives underground. It's kind of like a mining society. And even reading the back of the book, there's something with different caste systems about like red bloods or gold bloods. They may have another type of blood in there. But anyway, they have to kind of get to the surface, and they think they're doing this for a better life when really there's already a better life out there, and they're more like the slaves to the people that are living this better life, and they didn't know. So it sounds really intriguing, and that first chapter was very interesting. It seemed to already set up the world really quickly, so you felt like you were there, and I wanted to know more. So Red Rising is definitely a yes, and it is going to go on my TBR. The second book that I have for my Try a Chapter tag was A Darker Shade of Magic. Now I actually, as I said, I did this tag before, or not before, but I was tagged a long time ago, so I read the books that I had on that tag, like some of them already, and this is one of those. It was very intriguing to me. There's a guy named Kel, and he kind of travels between different dimensions of what's London. There's like a gray London and a red London and a white London, and there's magic, and there's something that's going to destroy maybe some of these, and all that little intrigue and mystery and thievery that you'll see come up. And I actually already read this or listened to it on an audio tape, so I can definitely tell you it's a good book. You might want to go check it out, but this one was a yes for me. The third book was a new one I added to my list. It is Illuminati. And I always love kind of intriguing, in or out. You really have to think about stories, and this one seems really intriguing. I haven't read too much into it. I've already read the first chapter, and I don't want to give anything away. So I kind of am going to just say you might want to pick this book up if you like intricate details and not exactly knowing what's going on, but having to solve it as the person solves it or the entity. So this is a good book to kind of check out, and I'm definitely going to give this one a yes. It's very interesting. And again, there are many booktubers who have seen this book. It's actually where I found it, was on BookTube. So if you want to know a little bit more about it, you might want to check out one of those videos. And hopefully it doesn't spoil you though. You might just want to read it. That's what I'm doing. I'm not watching any of those videos. I saw it for a second, looked interesting, read a first chapter, seems good. I'm just going to read the book now. You might just want to go with that. That's really what I suggest to do. Now the next book I have is Magic Study. I actually heard of this one from another booktuber. I read the back of it, and it was about a girl who is like the poison tester for the king because she got in trouble, and that was either, poison tester or death. And so it sounded really interesting. And I liked this booktuber, so I went ahead and I was really excited. I was new to BookTube, and I got the whole series. I think there are like 3 in the series. But I gave them to my sister. I have a twin sister, and she read the books, like all of them. And she told me they were just so-so. They weren't anything too special to her. There's a lot of holes in the story. There were unanswered questions. There were a lot of really big jumps that particularly, didn't have the backstory to have that jump in the plot. So she didn't like them. And so it kind of made me think, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like it, because we have very similar tastes. So I went ahead and I read the first chapter because I own the books, and again, I can see a little bit of what she's saying in writing style. I don't think it's a yes for me now. I go ahead and put those to the side. Again, I have the books, so someday I may read them if I'm just, looking for something that I don't have to be too invested in. So right now, Magic Study is off the list. The last book that I wanted to give a try is I'll Give You the Sun. And again, I read the back of the book, and it was about like twins. One was more adventurous, and one is going into a different kind of romance or relationship, and it kind of has drawn them apart, and they have to go back and see where this started and where some miscommunications may have occurred and things like that. And just kind of a contemporary story about relationships, you know, some platonic, some romantic. I'll have to see. I read the first chapter and it did seem really interesting. It seemed very down to earth and a nice writing style, so it's something I'd like to continue reading. So it is now on my TBR. It sounds like a really nice, you know, meaningful book. I don't know because I haven't read the whole thing, but just reading the first chapter, I'm going to give it a go. So those are my 5 book choices for the Try a Chapter tag. 4 out of 5 of those I plan to read, and I'm very excited about reading them. One I already read or listened to in the audio tape. But I'm going to read the second book in that series, so I have, you know, books to read, no problem there. I'm going to tag a few people. So I'm going to tag Rebecca from Why Mermaids because she got me into the Red Riding book, and so she has to be tagged. We'll see if we can't get her into some different stories to read. I'm going to tag Caitlin from Book Chats. She just has a really fun personality, and I think she'd enjoy doing this tag to kind of get some of those books off of her TBR to see which ones she really wants to read first. I'm also going to tag Emily from Love Woke Me Up. And the last one I'm going to tag is Kayla at Kayla Rain. She's just really fun personality, and I know she does some tag videos as well. I met her once at a convention, like a book convention in Tennessee, and she was really sweet. And so I'm going to go ahead and tag her, and maybe she'll have a few books also that she'll just read the first chapter and see if she likes them, so it narrows down that TBR stack. I'll put all the links below so you can check out these tagged people's channels. Well, that's all I have for you guys today, so I will see you in the future. Again, if you want to do this tag, if you found it interesting and you want to, do it. Okay, I will see you guys later. Bye! If you're wondering why my hair is like braided all fancy like this, I had a dance performance and I had it braided for that, and I actually slept in it overnight, so it's a bit more fuzzy now, but I thought it was really neat what they did, so I wanted to do a video with the braided hair. So here it is. Okay, see ya. Bye.